Literally. Now I gotta try to find that tweet. Wasn't a VTuber streamer mad at person who said they were streaming? Let's see if I can find it. Because literally all I can find is Cinder stuff. It's been too long since I made any artwork. Need to get back into it? Yeah, you should. Do it. Interesting. What is the Cinder drama? Yeah, that's basically what C plus said. So, no, let's break it down. Let's start breaking it down a little bit, shall we? Let's see if this new laptop works properly. Okay, wait. Okay, now that works. Okay, it works if I go there, but not if I go there. Does this work? It does. Okay. So the Cinder drama. And I'm going to do quotes in drama. Okay. I don't think exclamation point clip works for YouTube. I could be wrong, but... Oh, and I gotta move the overlay down. Talking about fixing stuff. There we go. Okay. So the Cinder drama. Um, the thing with the Cinder drama, what I find interesting about it is everyone under under the sun came out for one reason or another after the initial post, right? And what a lot of VTubers, especially VTuber fans, but VTubers in general, especially new VTubers, some older ones, but mostly a lot of new ones, is what they truly don't understand is everyone does this at some level. Believe it or not, chat, if you are going to be successful, if you are planning to be successful at any level, you will be doing something shady in the background that someone may not like in the future. It's just what it is. Is it proper? Is it ethical? No, but sometimes you have to do a little bit to get ahead of others. And this is the problem. And this is what I've talked about for years and years and years, like at least 5 years with everyone, is VTubing is very competitive. Competitive? See, okay, it corrected it for me. Nice. VTubing is super competitive, guys. And a lot of you guys don't realize that on how competitive it can be, right? If your model looks similar, then you're going to be compared to other people, or other people are going to be compared to you, right? Especially if you're streaming in similar content or similar category, sorry, and you're streaming similar content, there is a huge competition. And the problem is, and this is where a lot of people don't realize, a lot of VTubers share the same audience. There is an exception to that, right? Boba streamers, however we want to call them, right? Gamers, right? Usually they're a little bit different. Or you got the boba / gamer streamers, right? These ones here are normally the bobas are usually the big boba ones are usually in just chatting. I gotta move my avatar again. I'm just like experimenting with everything. Oh, there we go. Let's do that. The gamers are usually, for the most part, a lot of them that I found aren't big boba ones, but there's a little bit of cleavage, not too much, not too much. And then you got the boba gamers, right, which are huge bobas, and they do a lot of gaming. And the thing is, it is a competitive space because there isn't a lot of people out there that are actually super interested in VTubers. VTubers is a super niche within a niche, right? So gaming and streaming is already a niche in itself, and then you got a sub niche of that niche. And the competition in that sub niche is very, very, very brutal and cutthroat. Unfortunately, that's what it is. Do we enjoy it? Do we like it? Do we agree with it? No. But there is people doing things in the background that a lot of people won't like. There were people, and this is why I say a lot of times for people to make their mistakes when they are small, because when you're smaller, it's easier to get away with the mistakes. I did something very similar to Cinder when I was a flesh tuber, when I was a 10 viewer Andy, right? 10 concurrent viewers. I would purposely join my friends' streams, right? We would do a collab. I would make sure I'm more entertaining than my friend was. And at that level, I definitely feel like I was to a degree, and do what I needed to steal their viewers. Now, I don't do that nowadays because I learned from that. I felt bad. I grew, right? But there isn't a lot of people that actually develop those skills, or not really skills. What's the word I'm looking for? Not persona, morals, right? Because a lot of people, especially people that know how to work an audience, that know how to talk to an audience, that know how to engage with an audience, they get thrown into the limelight, right? And because they're thrown into the limelight, they don't really know how to handle collaborations. They don't know how to talk to people behind closed doors. And this is not me making excuses for anybody, but this is the truth. This is the fact of the matter, right? And then when you hire someone who you are dating, it makes things worse because the person you're dating wants to do what's best for you and make things better for you, right? And that's why your manager, right, should not be someone you know. They should be your employee. Now, a lot of people may think, oh, well, no, I'm the employee of the manager. No, 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 no. The manager is there to represent you, work for you, right? And you don't want conflict of interest when you have a manager. So having your manager as your boyfriend, that's a huge conflict of interest because they're going to do anything that they need to and can to get you the numbers that you desire to have, and maybe make shady deals behind closed doors, right? So the manager is working for you. You're not working for them, period. Full stop. Okay. So now that we got that out of the way, I think where she screwed up a lot was with the manager, being in a relationship with your manager. Never do that. Again, it's an employee. Don't do it. It's stupid. But the thing where a lot of VTubers are very, 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 very naive. Naive? I spelled that wrong. Naive. Thank you. Thank you, spell check. VTubers are extremely naive. Honestly, what a lot of VTuber fans and a lot of VTubers I've seen on Twitter think their VTuber can do no wrong. And the problem is a lot of fans and VTubers elevate themselves and others, their Oshis, to an unrealistic level, right? If we compare this to the IRL VTubers, or not IRL VTubers, IRL streamers out there, no one's holding them to that same accountability. But yet we hold VTubers, especially the ones higher up, to a higher standard and think and hope they can't do any wrong. And that's not realistic. right? These VTubers are human just like everyone else. They will make mistakes just like everyone else. But the problem is VTuber fans are especially um devoted, I guess I should say. Overly devoted, obsessed in many ways, right? And they do these whole bandwagons where they jump on people, so on and so forth, especially if someone else does wrong. Um, but realistically, the people behind the screen is just you and me, right? Look at yourself. Are you perfect? No. I look at myself. Am I perfect? Not remotely close. I am probably the most imperfect person out there. And that's okay. That's all right. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But the problem is VTuber fans have this ideology that their Oshi is perfect and doing perfect things behind the scene. And chat, I'm going to tell you something very, 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 very breaking, right? Brand new news. Everyone does something shitty behind the scenes. See, Derpy. That's just the fact of the matter. Everyone does it. And it will be a matter of time when someone comes out and shows that they did something poopy, right? No one is immune from this. Not a single person. Whether they did it 5 years ago in their career, 10 years ago in their career, everyone's done something shitty. Not a single person is innocent. There is no perfect streamer out there. Unfortunately, like I said earlier, it's cutthroat. You're sharing a lot of the audience between other people. And because of that, and some of you may disagree, but everybody does it. Or they have done it one time or another. Is it right? No. But someone has screwed someone else on some level. I screwed over Rayless one time. Late night call. Rayless has talked about this on stream. We laugh about it nowadays, but late night call, Sapphire and I talking late. There was a new feature for VTube Studio coming out. I told Sapphire, hey, make that video before Rayless does. Now, is it, the same level as Cinder? No. But I still screwed over Rayless because Sapphire got it to it first. There is a direct comparison of what happened to Cinder in the cosplay scene that I can share with you guys. Is Bunny Ayume and a VTuber that some of you guys know, Yara's. I can't remember how to spell her name. Let me look it up real quick. VTuber. How do I spell it? But basically, what happened with that situation is this person here was hired. Thank you, C plus. I knew you'd fucking know that name. Bunny GIF was her VTuber name. Bunny AU is her FlashTuber name. But yeah, Laner. That's what it was. I know I said it wrong, but yeah. So this actually happened in the cosplay scene, where cosplay / VTubing, where Bunny hired Lunar, right? Screwed over Lunar by either not paying or doing something, shitty behind the scenes. And then a ton of people. When Lunar, what did I hit? Was it insert? Yeah, it was insert. When Bunny screwed over Lenar did a twit longer about how Bunny screwed her over, and then the floodgates of twit longers went against Bunny, right? And it's almost exact 1-to-1. Bunny did a lot of things to block other cosplayers behind the scenes, right? Said horrible things about other people behind their back. And truthfully, what happened was, and how Bunny actually recovered from it, went silent for 2 months. Right? Straight up. She just went silent for 2 months straight. If not, it might have been a little bit longer, might have been a little bit less, but I'm pretty sure it was about 2 months. Right? So she went silent for 2 months. When she came back, some people kept bringing it up. Right? Here and there. But a year later, no one, no one is talking about it. And honestly, that's how Cinder's going to get over this particular kerfuffle, is at the end of the day, not saying anything, right? Um, if she stays quiet for 2 months, don't worry about the apology that she completely butchered and did a horrible job on. But the problem is the VTubing audience sphere and VTubers alike are very forgetful. They're not going to remember any of this. And just like C plus Serial just said, within a month, she could come back and it's like nothing happened. More like 2 months, more than likely, because this one was a pretty big fuck up. But really, 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 realistically, no one's going to care in 2 months. Cinder will come back and things will be like nothing happened. Right? The thing is, you just have to shut up, not say anything. And when people talk about it on stream or in your chat, you either ban them or just ignore them. Best thing, I say just ignore them. Pretend like whatever they're saying is not existing. It doesn't show up on the chat. Nothing like that. And yeah, only the people involved in the drama will likely not forget, but they'll more than likely not collab with Cinder. And one thing that Cinder said that a lot of people are egging on, where she said it's just business. I'm sorry to say, she's not wrong to a degree. VTubing is just business. Unfortunately, there's this stigma going around, and has been going around for a very, very, very long time, where people can only last on this platform for 5 years, right? And on those 5 years that you are relevant on this platform, you got to do what you need to stay relevant on the platform for 5 years. Is screwing over your friends in the background a good excuse or a good thing to do? No, not at all. But people will do things to keep themselves ahead or get ahead. Is it right? No. But it is just business. Sometimes you got to step on people to elevate yourself up. And I'm sorry to say, you gotta say I'm missing all the typos. I'm sorry. Um, but the problem is, and sorry to say, a lot of people in the entertainment industry, in Hollywood, in 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 every industry, is doing this, right? Um, it's just what happens. Everybody's doing it in every industry, from football to soccer to NBA, TV celebrities, regular celebrities, movies, everywhere. This is happening everywhere. This is not anything new. And the problem is, everybody in the VTubing sphere is either not educated enough to know about it, or they're wearing rose-colored glasses. And I'm sorry to say, um, it's not realistic. So I promise every single one that's gonna watch this VOD, that's watching this stream right now, someone will screw you over eventually. It's in a lot of you are going to be screwed over more than once, whether it's brand deals, because it happens in brand deals all the time. Chat, it happens all the bloody time, right? There's a couple of people in the community that have reached out to me saying, "Hey Senpai, I signed a contract, but I think I screwed myself over." I'm like, "Yep, you definitely did." There's some of you being screwed right now by platforms, by friends, by other things. There's so many things that you're going to be screwed over for. It's part of the job. And getting upset and freaking out over and making it a big nothing burger, because really that's what it is at the end of the day. It's not going to matter. Do you think anybody can make it out without playing dirty? Or must it come with the territory? I think there are some people out there, for sure, 100%, that can do it without playing dirty. But, but, that is so far and far in between. It's less than 0.01%, right? Because even Mr. Beast, and we talked about him on the channel many times. He front facing looks like the perfect boss, but it's all up to depiction of the people watching. So he fired a couple of people, right? And there was controversy on some of the people he fired. Now, in his mind, he did no wrong. He did everything perfectly, but the public opinion was very different. And the problem is with public opinion, it's never going to align on 100% to what you want. I can say the sky is blue. Okay? It's blue to you, blue to me, blue to 99.999% of the world's population. But there's going to be that 1.0000001% of people out there that's going to argue with you for no reason, that's going to hate you for no reason, that's going to disagree with you for no reason, and think that you're a scumbag of the earth for no reason. That's just life, right? So you may be doing something that you think is entirely perfectly fine, not playing dirty, but can be taken as some other way when it comes out. And that's just the business. Pancakes / waffles, exactly. It's the same fucking thing at the end of the day. One goes into a waffle maker, the other goes onto a frying pan. At the end of the day, it's the same fucking thing. Same thing. One does taste a little bit different because the scoring, I guess. It's going good, Renan. How about you? But honestly, and like what Annie just said, life is not going to reward you for being good. And honestly, look at every single business person out there. Every successful business person. They screwed everybody in one way or another. Bill Gates did it. Steve Jobs did it. Right? And we look up to those people like heroes, especially Steve Jobs. He could have done no wrong, but if you watch any documentary, read any book about Steve Jobs, he shit on all of his original employees. He stepped on everybody's toes. He screwed over almost everyone that he came in contact with. But now we remember him as a pioneer, as this perfect person. There is no perfect person. We all do wrong. And like I said, it's good for you guys to do it early in the career. I don't know if I wrote that down or not. But you should try to do it early in the career. Make your mistakes in the beginning. Whether you are a 0 CCV or if you are someone at 50 CCV, that is your time frame to start making mistakes. To learn how to do relationships, how to do collaborations, how to talk to other people, to other content creators. This is the time to do it. Yes, be a little bit, not maliciously being a villain in the beginning, right? But make mistakes. That's okay. You need to make mistakes in the beginning of your career so you can learn from it. So when you are bigger, you know what not to do, right? And those are the mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes in the beginning, too many that I can list. But I learned from a lot of them. Did I learn from all of them? No, absolutely not. It's impossible. But I learned from a lot. And you guys will too. Cinder will, Shia Lily, Gura, everyone. Everyone's going to learn from mistakes. Whether it's not sign a contract, who to be careful to be friends with, so on and so forth. It's just what it is. I generally think what happened to Callie, so many of her songs sounds like an admission of guilt in her past, working on being a better person now. Yeah. I think you and I talked about that the other day, Starlight, and it's true, right? I feel the same way listening to some of her music. And that's all you can do is aspire to be a better person. And honestly, Cinder is a young person. I think Cinder's in her 30s, if not 20s. She has a whole life ahead of her, a whole career ahead of her. Did what she do, is what she did nuking for her career? Absolutely not. Anybody that says that, they're wrong. Because, like I said, you stay quiet for 2 months, you come back to the space, everybody's gonna just not give a shit. Because realistically, at this point in time, chat, this point in time, every every week there is a new VTuber drama. Every week there's a new drama. Somebody did something. There's always a twit longer. There's always an agency that's screwing someone over. There's always something. So what happened to Cinder, or what Cinder did, or whatever, however you want to phrase it, it's already forgotten by the most of the population. Except for the people that are trying to drama farm, no one else gives a shit. No one else cares. Because at the end of the day, there's new flavors of the week to care about. And unfortunately, the vast majority, well, I don't want to say vast majority, I want to say like 40 to 60% of the VTuber community, all they do is feed off the drama. All they do is log into Twitter and look at the new drama. And then compare themselves to the drama, even though they've never streamed. And give their opinion on the drama, even though they've never been through anything like that. That's just what it is. And unfortunately, a lot of VTubers, and I'm going to use air quotes on the VTubers. You guys can't see my fingers, but a lot of the VTubers that are existing right now on Twitter are just chair VTubers. What do I mean by that? People that never hit the go live button. Right? They're backseat VTubers, I guess is the better way for me to say it. They've never gone live. They never talked to an audience. They never acknowledged an audience. They never had an audience. But they're acting like they have the authority of representing community or having a definitive answer on why things happen, or XYZ, or this person is bad for this reason, and they're bad for this reason, and that's not proper VTubing etiquette when they don't even know any better. Sorry to say, this shit happens all the time. It's going to happen, and this is not the last we're going to hear about. It's not either probably going to be about Cinder. If it is, there might be one more thing about Cinder, and then it'll go away. But honestly, it'll be another big VTuber that everybody would be like, "Oh my god, I didn't know that they were doing that behind the scenes. I can't believe it." And then it'll be another drama wave. Now I gotta drink some water. Questions about what I said? Holy crap. That was a tangent. Also, how's the stream coming through? Since I'm streaming through the laptop, is it okay? Is it all right? How's the audio? How's the video? Flawless? Okay, good. Why are you on a laptop? Because I'm prepping everything for my Japan trip and IRL VTubing and so on and so forth. But so I'm streaming from my main PC and everything's going through the laptop. So I'm putting the laptop to work, making sure it can handle anything that I throw at it when I go mobile or to other countries. But like Batman has said or does, trust no one. In my words, not literal sense, but just be wary as you learn. Yeah, absolutely. You're going to Japan? Yes, I am. July 5th to 17th. So we'll be doing a lot of IRL streaming there with a VTubing model. So, and that's going to be a tutorial on how to VTube in public. I might, Renan. I might. Because like literally, I can't stay in Tokyo for 2 weeks. I gotta explore. I gotta hop on a train and just go for a ride. Sweden? Oh my god, it's on my list. After Japan, it'll probably be Sweden. Or somewhere in Europe. More likely Sweden. But somewhere in Europe. Most likely Sweden. But yeah. Honestly, this is the Cinder drama. And that's basically it in a nutshell. You know, like I was telling Starlight the other day, there's a famous quote from Battlestar Galactica: everything that's happened before will happen again and again and again and again and again. In chat, people are watching the VOD, because I know there's a good handful of you. I promise, everything that's happened in the VTubing space will happen again. And VTubing is still in its baby phases. Believe it or not, everyone. VTubing is still extremely new media. This is just the beginning. This is the beginning. In 10, 20 years from now, VTubing will still be around. And that's when it will be in its teenage years. So, buckle up. Things are going to get worse and better. I got to look up that word, Brennan, because I don't know that word. I'm a very simple person with era. Um, Old. Couldn't you just say old? Honestly, when we get to that era is when we see VTubing how it is today, not even around anymore. Right? Because again, VTubing right now is just in baby phases. I think in 10, 20 years, whatever, we'll get to that particular era where, or even 40 years, where unfortunately, some of you guys are not going to like what I'm about to say. Truthfully, you're not going to like what I say. But there's going to be AI content creators, AI VTubers, AI our generation for VTubers, AI things that we can't even do ourselves. That's what's going to happen. Why is it going to happen? Does anybody know why we're going to go to the AI era for art, for music, for driving, for everything? Like seriously, it's the reason. It's where everything's going. Jobs, everything. Why is AI going to be the future? Why is AI going to be like Wally? Great question. And he said it. Renan said it. Humans are lazy. Realistically, we are. We are the laziest species on the planet. Compared to literally every other species, we're the only ones that don't have to go out, hunt, and cook. Or sorry, we're the only ones that have to. We're the only ones that don't have to go out to hunt. Sorry, we don't. Everyone else, everyone else has to go out and hunt, except for household cats and dogs and guinea pigs. Anything domesticated won't have to go out and hunt, right? Sorry, let me turn off my AC there. But humans are lazy. We're naturally lazy, right? 100 humans versus one gorilla. The 100 humans are going to lose every single time. We made effective ways. Yes, we have made things more effective, but at the cost of, I think personally, in human progress. The problem is, and this is where AI is going to either go full Terminator or full Wally, which is 50-50, truthfully it is going to really determine on how high we can get our technology, right? What's the most state we can get our technology? And once our technology gets to that certain point, then the human race becomes stagnant. And hello, people on YouTube Shorts. Been ignoring you guys. I'm sorry. The chat, or my Blackboard's been covering your guys' chat. I apologize. So hello, everyone. But yeah, no, realistically, chat, that's where it's going to go. We're going to hit an absolute max of where we can be, how far we can get technology wise, and from that point onwards, we cannot progress any further. To live, you need problems. If you get everything you want in a minute, you want it, then what's the point of living? True. Absolutely true. Yeah, whoever said that is absolutely right, because what is the point? But we see it nowadays, even where a lot of people are getting everything that they want without doing much of anything, right? I remember back in the day, and I'm going to age myself a little bit. When you went to the washroom, you had two things you can read: either the same Archie, Jughead, Betty, and Veronica book that you got from the grocery store, or the back of the shampoo bottle. That's it. That's all you had. But nowadays, with technology, it made us it made it easier to be entertained while going to the washroom. Is that a positive or a negative? Because everyone else before us, that ever's come before us, went in, did their business, left right away. But yes, there's us guys, admittedly, we're on our phone for 45 minutes. Why? Because we're playing some video games or watching YouTube. Why do you think hemorrhoids becoming more common? I think because of that, yeah. Well, not only that, but illnesses, right? Illnesses in general have become far more common because of what we've done to ourselves. I gotta fix that. That scene transition's a little bit off. I gotta fix it later. Oh, and I gotta fix the stream elements thing. Let me do that real quick. While I have you guys here, stream elements while we're live, and I'm able to do it live. Dashboard. Um, but yeah, no, truthfully, chat, a lot of our, illnesses, diseases, stuff like that is because of what we're doing to ourselves currently. And it really is just our fault at the end of the day. Why can't I adjust that? Uh-oh. Save. Let's see if that does anything. It is a gloomy future, but it is the future. Okay. Any other questions you guys got? We kind of went over the thing really quick there. Oh shit, did I not move it back? No, I messed it up. I can't believe I messed it up. I gotta do a tutorial on overlays someday. For myself. Oh yeah, I did mess it up. Okay. I think that's good. There we go. That's better. Remember AOL dial-up? Oh my god, I do. Sadly, I remember AOL. I remember if okay. Specifically, I remember going out, getting, I think it was like TV guides or magazine, uh, yeah, magazines, and getting like the free AOL CD. You get like a free 30 minutes online. God. Ooh. Okay, so C plus asked a great question, and VS asked another great question back to back. You guys are really good for that. So let's tackle each topic one at a time, shall we? Um, I streamed X hours and so consider to be self promo. What I think the original thing was, someone was asked when they came into a chat, first time chatter, from my understanding. The streamer asked, "Hey, how was your day?" And the person replied with, "Oh, it was good. I just finished streaming." Is that self promo? Now, remember, 10% of Twitch viewers are streamers. So I would love your guys' opinion if that is self promo. Unfortunately, I couldn't find the tweet. I thought I bookmarked it. I truly thought I bookmarked it, but I guess I didn't. So I couldn't pull up the original tweet. But do you guys think that's self promo? It was likely deleted? Oh, maybe. Maybe. And howdy, shorts people. Because I'm in the strong belief, if you ask someone, anyone, and I mean anyone, how your day is. Oh, the EG tweeter privated their account. Okay, so it's gone. Crap. Probably because of all the backlash. But like, truthfully, if you ask anybody, if I ask you guys, and you guys have said it before, hey, I just finished streaming, I don't see that as self promoting in any way, shape, or form. I don't consider that self promoting because you literally are telling me what you did during your day. And I am totally okay with that. Right? The time it gets self promoting, and this is one of the mistakes that I made when I was a little Timmy. Okay, guys? And I learned this. There was a streamer, Escape from Tarkov streamer, named Spinachy. Basically, the only female Escape from Tarkov streamer at the time, and I felt horrible because someone talked to me about this afterwards, after I did it. But this was one of my mistakes. That's what I said to her. When VTuber Senpai was Anubis Lives, back in the day, I think I had maybe 2 viewers, myself and my goldfish, and I said that in her chat. She did not scold me. She was not mad at me in any way, shape, or form. She was super nice. I even DM'd her and apologized after I got a talking to. She was crazy nice about it afterwards. Said it's okay. You didn't know any better. Right? But this is self promo. Telling somebody that you're going to do something while they're live on stream, that's self promo. Because now you're trying to take people from their viewership, which wasn't my intention at the time, from their viewership to my viewership or to their viewership, right? That's self promo. Now, if you keep talking about your stream to the other streamer, and if that streamer didn't ask for it, that can be self promo. But this is the but. This is the biggest but. This is the biggest but of them all. Have your rules appear in multiple places. And I've talked to you guys about this many times because some of you guys still don't do it. So when you go to Twitch, you click on a random streamer stream and you hit the little comment area where you can start talking to them. There should be a pop-up with the rules. Right? And then to the immediate left of that chat one of the first top 3 bars or 4 bars or the little things at the top, I can't remember the name of them right now. The furthest one on the right should be the rules. So it's always in their face. Okay? At that point, if you have well articulated and laid out rules of what you want from your chat and what you don't want, then there's no excuse. But this particular streamer, this particular person that was the streamer, was a little bit, what's the word? Excessive. Because in her streaming rules, if you're collabing with me, you can't be streaming. If you're collabing with me, you can't be talking to your chat. If you're collabing with me, you can't be doing this. If you're collabing with me, you can't be talking to my chat. So there was a lot of excessiveness, which is not good. Is this considered self-promo? Well, no. No, it's not. But you know, if you're promoting your channel name, yeah, probably, right? Now this is going to be different from streamer to streamer to streamer to streamer. It's going to be very different. Everybody's going to have a different set of rules, and everybody's stream you should run it the exact same or whatever way you want, right? Every stream you should run it the way you want. But, 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 okay. If we go to Twitch, and we go to browse, and we go to just chatting, which is probably, no, because we can't do it with just chatting. If we go to Valorant, we organize from low to high. These people down here, which is a great majority of Twitch viewership, are people that don't know proper streaming etiquette. So if someone's coming into your stream and they're doing something that you don't like, don't blast them on Twitter. Don't call them out on Twitter. Don't call them out on any social media. Educate them. Right? Grab the things you've learned as a streamer and teach the next person. Because obviously, this person didn't know any better, especially for the rules for your very particular specific chat. Tell them. Explain to them. Because a lot of people down here that want to do this full time, that want to be full-time streamers, they don't know better. And they're only going off Twitter opinions. Which, I'm sorry to say, Twitter opinions suck. Because a lot of people don't know what the hell they're talking about. People still confuse too much between hobbyist and content creator. Yeah, absolutely. They absolutely do. So, if you don't have well laid out rules, it's your own fault. And honestly, it wasn't that big of a bloody deal, and you have to make it into a big bloody deal when it was a nothing burger. And honestly, it made that streamer look worse than the person doing the offense, in my opinion. It made me look at that person like, okay, I never want to watch that person stream, because if they freak out on something a little like that, God forbid if I had Twitch partner in my name, or an affiliate logo, or any kind of logo, or if somebody recognized me from my own stream and said hi to me in their chat, they would they would have a bird. That's just crazy. So, yeah. Gura's graduation. Great question. Now, again, you know, we're flipping the topic to topic. Thank you, because you guys are helping me with YouTube Shorts at this point. I think, truthfully, it was a good thing that needed to happen. again, what a lot of you don't understand or realize is when you are on the top, how much higher can you go? How much further can you go? What other challenges is there? Right? There isn't any. When you're at the top, you are the top. You have to go live. The second you go live, you got 10,000 people there. There's no challenge anymore. And just like Blade just said, it can be draining. And what a lot of people don't realize, and this is what I've seen on people talking about it on X, is like she only goes live for 6 times a year. Okay, sure, fair enough. Okay, yeah, I can agree with that. Yeah, yeah, she only went live like 6 times a year. But what else is she doing in the background? This is what a lot of people don't realize about VTubers. Even at my level, I'm doing stuff in the background every bloody day. Right? I'm either answering people's DMs, helping people in the background, right? She's probably doing work for contracts, right? Like truthfully, there is so much you got to do in the background on a high level. Streaming is not the only thing that you are doing. And that's where a lot of, again, small VTubers, VTuber fans, they don't realize this. Anybody with a following, anybody with a substantial audience, they are busy people. Even when they are not live, I'm promising you, they're thinking about streaming, they're thinking about their channels, they're thinking about VTubing. And I'm sorry to say that's still work because that's mentally taxing on your mind. It is very hard to switch off. Last year, you guys know I went on like basically pretty much a hiatus last year because every other year prior to that, I lived, I breathed, I ate content creation. Working a full-time job plus almost another full-time job in the background. Mostly part-time job in the background, but it's a lot of work. So, yeah, she may only go live 6 times, but legit, there's so much more you got to do. In your lyric, they say the memory of me is fading. I've heard all this before. Yeah, I can agree with that. Her disagreement with management, right? More than likely, I would imagine is management wanted more out of her. So you got somebody that is probably more than likely burnt out, especially from those lyrics, right? That really truly needs a break from everything, switch off everything, not be Gura for a year, right? And I highly doubt she got that opportunity last year. But you probably have management that wants more content, wants her to go live to help the stocks go up. Because remember, they are a publicly traded company now. They're not private anymore, they're publicly traded. They have shareholders they have to report to. They have to present profits, right? These are things that the company, that management want and require from their talent. So management probably wanted more and she couldn't provide. Rightfully so, she probably couldn't provide. So this is good that she left. This is good for the VTubing scene as well. The reason why this is good for the VTubing scene is now those dedicated, loyal viewers will be able to spread out to other avenues, to other content creators, to other VTubers, right? And they'll have a nice positive memory of Gura. Now, Gura is probably going to go underneath a different alias. They probably more than likely won't stop VTubing forever. They'll probably go back as their previous alias that, we all probably know their name. So, yeah, this is a good thing for the VTubing space community. This allows someone else that wasn't discovered, that wasn't around before, to be propped up, to now be the number one VTuber. And this is what we need for growth in a scene, and growth in a niche, is for somebody to get knocked down and to go up, and someone else to go up, right? It's just the natural course of things. We need that in the VTubing space. Because if you have everybody just focusing on particular people, they don't spread out to anywhere. And unfortunately, the VTubing fandom is very, very, very much, and I don't understand why, but they're very loyal to their Oshis, right? They will tune into every stream. They won't watch any other corp. If they do, they talk bad about the other corp behind the other corp's back. But they're super dedicated. They're super loyal. They're not willing to go anywhere else. So realistically, this is a good thing for the audience as well. So people aren't giving Cover enough minimum credit for allowing her to leave. A bad company would hoard their golden goose for the goose's determined. Yeah, and honestly, the fact that Cover is like, yeah, hey, break your contract, sure, yeah, go for it. That's admirable. Now we don't know when the contract was actually going to end. Maybe it was actually due to end now, but a lot of a lot of companies, I've seen it, especially in the VTubing, or not VTubing, in the YouTube space, where companies would sign up with multi-management groups. There's actually another name for it. I can't remember it right now. But management groups that would not let go of channels, that would not let go of people, that said, hey, we own you for 5 years. If you do not produce content for us for 5 years, we are suing you for everything you got. So the fact that Cover let her go, MCNs, thank you, VS, thank you, MCNs. The fact that Cover let her go, probably early, but more than likely, I'm thinking contract is about to expire anyway. More than likely, I think, but I could be very wrong. But the fact they let her go, which is their biggest asset, because realistically, you can't put another voice behind that avatar. Gura is effectively dead now. She's only memories here on out. The fact that they allowed it to happen and did not do anything else, that's a very good thing from a company. And that is a company I would want to work for. I do think it was a mistake for Cover to go public, yes. The only reason why Cover went public is because of the COVID boom. Because there was a huge boom of VTubers during COVID. There was a huge boom of popularity of VTubers during COVID. That's the only reason why Cover Color went live, or went to the trades, because they saw possible money be made. They gambled and they lost. They won in the beginning, their first year, but they lost in the end. There's also rumors that popped up after Gura got sick the first time. They implemented rules on how long to stream. Okay, but that's the problem though. That's rumors. Unless it comes from the horse's mouth, I don't really believe it too much. Right? I've seen rumors of this person's angry with that person, this person's angry with that person, this person hates that person, and they're just friends the whole time. Right? The problem with the VTubing space, again, is truly another problem, is the rumors. Right? People, and this is just human nature. Humans want to have an explanation for things that they don't know or don't understand. Simple as that. Right? And rumors is a good way of satisfying that curiosity or that need to have an answer. Is it possible those rumors are true? Absolutely. But it's also possible that those rumors are absolute BS. And she's never said anything about that to literally anyone. Right? That's just what it is. And truthfully, you, me, everyone else, we don't know what the contracts are behind the scenes. The vast majority of us will never see those contracts. Actually, all of us won't see those contracts except for like the 0.0001% of you, right? But we don't know what kind of terms they were under. And truthfully, this is what I've talked about in the past about working for a Japanese company as a North American. Their work hours and ethics are very different than ours. So you ought to be aware of that when you sign up for these corporations, for these agencies. Because what you expect here as reasonable hours is not reasonable somewhere else. What you think is bare minimum over here is just absolute garbage work over there, right? And that could have been the case too, where there wasn't enough dedicated hours. But at the same time, and this is where this quote comes in, it's just business. Is it a good thing? No. But Cover Corp has to make money. And I promise you, they made money with Gura's graduation. They made bank because people are buying up leftover stock. People are buying, and by stock, I don't mean like stocks. I mean like merch, voice packs, so on and so forth. They're buying that crap up right now. And people are going to hold on to it. Hopefully, it's going to be like the Beanie Babies, where it's going to be worth a lot in like 10 years, which it might be, but it might be like Beanie Babies, right? But realistically, every single agency that's out there, and this is what a lot of you guys don't understand, every single agency out there is there to make money. Even the ones that are forward facing, saying, hey, we are going to do the best for the VTuber. We are going to give the VTuber the best cuts. We are going to do whatever we can for the VTuber. They're probably telling the truth to a degree. But at the end of the day, they are a business. They need to make money. They need to be able to afford things, whether that be electricity, the building, buy new assets, buy new people, product. Yeah, product's one of them, right? There's a substantial amount of money that it takes to run an agency, a proper agency. So every proper agency out there that's not going to screw you over will do whatever they need to make money. That is just how it is. They re-released the Dino Gura plush. Covers literal most profitable merch item ever. There you go. Well, yeah, capitalism. But unfortunately, capitalism is what makes the world go around. And we don't have any better, we don't live in Star Trek yet, where money doesn't exist and everybody works for the common good, right? That just does not exist in any free market out there right now in our current lifetime. So it's good that girl left. She needed to. It's good for the VTubing community because we needed it. And again, like I said prior, VTubing is in its infancy. We're babies right now. We will, not maybe, we will get another VTuber eventually that will be just as big as Gura was, if not bigger. Because the world is ever growing. The population is expanding, which is giving more new potential audience members into the scene. In 5 years from now, 10 years from now, I expect the VTubing scene to double, right? And just like the Twitch scene, right? Or live streaming scene, you guys are going to notice that's in waves. I wish I had hands again, because I'm doing all these hand actions and you guys aren't seeing any of them. But content creation goes in waves. It really does, right? And right now, we're in a little bit of a low wave. Just a little bit, right? We got all this drama, we got all this crap. When you see all this drama and stuff come out, this is a low wave. When we have a high wave, you won't see hardly any drama. You'll see mostly everybody happy. No one's graduating, no corporations on fire, no one's going anywhere. Everybody's like best buds. That's the high wave. And that's when we see the most growth in the VTubing scene. Unfortunately, the drama that's happening in the VTubing scene nonstop is pushing people away because it honestly makes us look like the furry community right now. And if anybody knows anything about the furry community, like Starlight and myself do, um, no matter what positive forward face we have to make the community look good, it's going to be tarnished by the vast majority of those people that are looking like idiots. There are still big VTubers like Iron Mouse and Doki Bird. VTubing isn't going to go anywhere. And no, even if those people left, there will always be someone to replace them. Always. The audience will always shift to the next biggest creator, or they'll find someone else. Right? So, and that's the thing. It's an audience shift. When Shroud left for Mixer, all of Shroud's audience shifted to someone else. When XQC left for Mixer, everybody shifted to someone else on Twitch. That's just how it works. And a lot of people that watch VTubers on YouTube generally just watch VTubers just on YouTube. There is some, exceptions to that. Some of you guys are the exceptions, but a great many, they only absorb from YouTube. There are people out there, a great amount of people that don't even know Twitch exists. Believe it or not, right? But they know YouTube exists because YouTube is just huge all over the world. You can't go anywhere without knowing what YouTube is. So, realistically, it'll just, the people that are now gone from Gura's realm, they'll filter to other VTubers on YouTube. And if you guys want to come over and be here after Gura's gone, hey, I welcome you. That's me not being selfish. Super selfish, I know. I was telling the stream coach person how intimidating Twitch is by nature compared to YouTube/TikTok, which is nature compared to. Well, it is. It is intimidating because again, let's pull up Twitch again, shall we? Real quick. If we pull up Twitch, we go to browse again. We go to Valorant, which is one of the top rated games out there for popularity. Vast majority of people is either going to be a low to high or recommended for you, right? So let's hypothetically go for recommended for you. So there's one person there with 2 viewers, 3 viewers, 3 viewers, right? 4. Now it's good that it's like this because it gives people a chance, but a lot of the 1 viewer Andes, they're not going to be showing up here. Right? And unfortunately, a lot of people, except for this person here, maybe this person here, this person definitely, not a lot of people stand out. A lot of people blend in. There's a lot of YouTubers playing Valorant. Wow, you VTubers really love Valorant. Wow. I can't go a scroll without hitting a VTuber. But, that's what it is. It's a hugely competitive space. And actually, talking about that, my mods know I saved some stuff in my test channel. Hopefully I didn't delete it. I think I did. Crap. Let me see if this is it. I may have deleted it. So I'm going to show you guys some stuff. And this is from the top creators from Twitch. Top creators. I mean the tippity top Twitch creators. Whoops.
How does growth happen on Twitch?
You don't grow on Twitch.
You don't grow.
That's not how it works.
Okay. All right.
What you do is you grow on another platform.
Okay.
And then you bring them to Twitch. And I kind of figured that out early. So I was like, okay, I'll make a YouTube channel and I'll grow on YouTube. And then I'll just be like, hey guys, watch my Twitch. That was kind of like the start of it.
That's a strategy. How does
so Ludwig is arguably one of the biggest creators on Twitch saying that you have to do it. Right? Let's grab another giant creator from Twitch on how they grew. Whoops. This is Pokimane. Some of you may know her. Some of you may not.
I have no idea what she just said. So are her Twitch streamer tips still relevant?
The key aspect to live streaming is that it's live. Interacting with you, that's what's really gonna keep people staying for long periods of time.
Solid, can't argue with that.
You grow on Twitch, outside of Twitch. Grow a community on platforms like Twitter or Instagram or YouTube. Also, just linking your stream to friends or people that you play with, that helps a ton as well.
Fairly general advice there. I'm going to point you to...
But the top creators are saying for you to grow on Twitch, you have to grow off Twitch. Dan Clancy, I think I deleted it from my test channel. I probably did. But the CEO of Twitch even said it, right? So Twitch is extremely intimidating to grow on because it forces you to go to other websites to grow on those first before you can grow on the platform you want to grow on. Crazy, ain't it? Nutty, ain't it? But that is the life. Not to mention the all unspoken lingo / culture of Twitch too. Yeah, absolutely. Right? For the longest time, a lot of people didn't know what Pepega was. If you existed off of Twitch, you didn't know what Pepega meant. Some of you may not even know now what Pepega means. Right? There's so much lingo. There's so much things. And, that's also kind of like why I also say, like things that aren't common on YouTube are more common on Twitch. Pog, right? Like for example, this whole Twitch stream, the chatters on both YouTube, regular and shorts, there hasn't been any kind of emotes. Maybe one or two. But Twitch lives on emotes, right? YouTube, we don't have any kind of commander root or loyalty points or anything like that. It's just people chatting. But on the Twitch ecosystem, it's more common. It's more normal. That's how some chatters stay engaged with their streamer. And here's me doing air quotes even though I don't have fingers. Oh, senpai. I don't think we should have them. I think they're useless. I'm actually kind of doing that experiment right now. Where on Twitch I won't be having any emotes, loyalty points, stuff like that. I'm going to delete almost all of it to see if it actually matters and see if I could grow. Just doing what I do. Just doing what I'm doing and seeing if it actually matters or not. Because at the higher level, there's some streamers out there that don't have them at all, and it literally does not make a difference. Chat is spamming so bloody fast anyway that the streamer isn't seeing it, and most of chat isn't even seeing it. So, but I understand where you guys are coming from. You got emotes you want to show them. Emotes are very necessary for Discord, yes, especially when you guys are saying stuff against me. Oh, Senpai's bad at spelling. Oh, Senpai didn't notice this. Facepalm, laughing emoji. Yeah, no. No, I think emotes, can be very necessary for a Discord channel. Absolutely. Right? They can add a better sense of community with it. 100%. But Discord is also a very different space. Right? Where Discord, there isn't really like a live streamer you're really interacting with. You're mostly going off each other. Right? And that's kind of what I've, finally molded the server into is everybody feeding off each other and not just on the one streamer all the time. I hate seeing everybody just focus on the streamer. YouTube members love to use emotes. It's different. It's different. There's been a lot of big streams I've watched on YouTube that I've literally seen none of them. So it's more normal to not see emotes on a YouTube live stream than it is, in my opinion. And again, I could be very wrong. Oops, I clicked the wrong button. I don't know how to make emotes disappear. Crap. Oh, there we go. Is that it? But remember, guys, emotes don't define your stream. You do. If you don't make your stream entertaining or watchable, your emotes literally do not matter. Your redeems literally do not matter. If you are boring, if you are hard to watch, your emotes are not enough to make people stay. Simple. Done deal. That's what it is. And that's where a lot of people aren't realizing and failing on. It's because they think that emotes are the reason why people watch them. What do you consider hard to watch? Great question, Renan. That is hard to watch. Is streamers that make zero engagement. Streamers that I have a friend. She just started becoming a VTuber on Twitch. Lewis may know, but they don't talk to their chat. They will leave. They won't respond to their chat for over 10 minutes. Truthfully. Those are hard to watch. Because platforms like Twitch, YouTube live streams, they're meant for engagement. If you can't respond to somebody in 30 seconds, you're too invested into that game. You got to learn how to split it up a little bit better. Those are hard to watch. The next one that's hard to watch is people that don't know how to put a compressor on their mic. Right? They have the high peaking when they yell, they scream. It goes. That is hard to watch. Bad audio, not talking. I hate that. I hate that. Unless it's a story game, that's the caveat. Unless it's a story game, then shut up. But yeah, I hate that. Co-working streams, okay. Co-working streams is different, but I gotta pause the music because it's gonna fire me up. Co-streams, I don't mind, because when you're co-streaming with someone, your attention should be on them. The person you're co-streaming with. Okay? But this is the but. What music? You guys couldn't hear the music when I was playing it? Oh, maybe it's not turned up loud enough. Okay. New thing I discovered. But is when you're co-host, okay, because I find this annoying because I did it, is when your co-host is trying to be the star of the show, when they don't share equally the airtime, aka talk time, with the viewers or with each other. There are some of those people that you collab with that are 7-Elevens. What does Senpai mean by 7-Elevens? Their mouth never closes. Right? I really, 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 really hate co-streamers that don't know when to be quiet. That cannot share a stream, that always have to be the main character. Those streams I can't stand watching either. It's cringe. I have to walk away. I can't watch it. You have to learn how to share the airtime. I feel Rayless and I kind of do that pretty decently. When I'm on Rayless' stream and we're co-streaming, and if I'm on his stream, I let him get 90% of the airtime. I'll answer, I'll talk whenever I need to, but he gets most of the airtime. That's important. Oh, co-working is literally quiet time while working? Sorry, I apologize. Yeah, you're basically, yeah, like what Starlight said. But that's what you expect when you go to that kind of stream, though. Co-working streams, you have an expectation where you expect for the artist, for the person to not really talk to you too much. So there's that expectation. But if I'm going to a gamer or someone who is an IRL person and they're just ignoring me, different story. Rating live streams, if you're under 5 concurrent viewers, I think it's useless. Truly, I truly think it's useless if you're under five concurrent viewers. If you only have 1 or 2 viewers, I wouldn't even bother. I just don't even do it. Honestly, unless you have that one friend that you know very well and you two rate each other often, different story. Because then you can do a little bit of the piggyback method where you help each other grow by sharing some viewership. But if you're just sending it to, and unfortunately I see this a lot, where you're like a 1 or 2 average viewer streamer and you're sending it to someone like Summit1G who has 14,000. Right? Or you're sending it to somebody that has 1,000 or 500. That doesn't really help you. That and I know a lot of people do it because they feel like it'll bring people to them to check them out. It so very rarely happens. It's almost never. It's almost never. So over 10, yeah, go for it. Under 5, I wouldn't bother. Okay, so you guys can't hear Rayless' music for some reason. Maybe I gotta turn it up. Can you hear it now? Same volume I had the Pokey video and whatnot on. Weird. I had to crank it. I have some people who follow me, but I never actually see them on a stream. Nothing? All right. I gotta fix that later. It's coming through. Weird. Weird. I don't know what it is. Okay, well, I'll listen to the music then. I'll enjoy it. Screw you guys. That or you guys need hearing aids or a hearing test. Okay, let's change some. Let's change it to the feline drift. If you guys can hear this, then you guys definitely need to go for a hearing test. Or new headset. I don't know. But it was literally a violin playing. But yeah, chat, I think we're going to call it there for today's stream. You guys gave me a lot of YouTube shorts. Thank you for that. If you haven't already, make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe. If you haven't joined the Discord, make sure you join the Discord. Links are in the description down below. We will be opening Oshi Push card game cards on stream Wednesday on Twitch. So we're going to watch some Japan stuff, you know, places I can go see in Japan. But we are going to be opening up some Oshi Push cards. So I am very excited for that. And yeah, I'll see everybody Wednesday if you show up. 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If not, I'll see you guys next week. I got tons of sleeves. Lewis gave me a crap ton. We're going to grade them. Join me here next Friday. I don't know what the topic will be. If you guys got a topic, make sure you suggest it in the Discord, in the little channel that has the suggestions. And well, I'll catch you all in the next one. I love you all. Have an amazing weekend and catch you all in the next one. Okay? Bye, everybody.